Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be telling you why the virus in real life and in majority of books and TV shows, plus movies, are different but similar in structure. An example of this is where the zombie virus, for example, from either majority of books like Zombieland, Z Nation, Day of the Dead, and all that, are similar but different in ways. Right. The reason why it is similar is majority of them have the key fact that zombies are attracted to sound. Yup. And that's just one of the facts that I just randomly have in my head. And yeah, this is my first video, except for the intro. Either way, another random fact here is when anyone is bitten or their heart is stopped but their brain is still intact, the body goes through a gene sequence where the virus activates in the host. Another common thing with the virus is it is airborne and everyone has it. And it is also seen in majority of shows where you either die of natural causes or unnatural causes where your brain is still intact. So I would suggest going before you die of natural causes, because the majority of time when you die of natural causes, you become zombie because your heart stops, even if it's 2 seconds and even if it's just from a sickness. And I would suggest also not putting adrenaline in your bloodstream at that certain point of time, because that just makes you a very, very hyper zombie, which has seen as like being seen in majority of old-fashioned movies. Like, for example, if you want to go through history of zombie movies, I would actually pick The Day of the Dead, The White Zombie, which is a classic, for example. And for nowadays on Netflix, if you want to watch it, I would suggest Z Nation, Day of the Dead. I don't know if it's Life or if it's Save Me, but it is a zombie classic technically when it comes to being stuck in an apartment and it can't get out. And majority of it is in Korean. No, not Korean. It is a type of language that is similar to Korean, Japanese, or Chinese, depending on the person. I don't really read that much Japanese and Chinese at all. Either way, another example of this is N1. Majority of people die at the beginning of the movie. And yeah, I'm getting into that and all, but the explanation of the zombie virus is technically way worse than the majority of movies actually put. Because on the first day of the zombie virus, everyone would probably be wiped out, except for a couple survivors that actually find secure places to actually stay at, and have a whole lot of supplies that would last them a couple months at put. Majority of the supplies would have to be either honey, salt, sugar, a type of flour, which is very, very, very long lasting, and cans. And majority of people would actually have either candy stored away, which would actually survive for decades because it has sugar in it. Well, majority of it's made of sugar. And if you want to actually have dark chocolate on the first 6 months, I would actually go to the supermarket, buy it right now, in case the zombie apocalypse happens very, very, very soon. I'm just joking. Either way, dark chocolate, this is a very, very interesting fact, can last up to 6 months on the storage of shelf life. And I was also suggest that you get any type of hard pasta-like substances, like for example spaghetti pasta, or your noodles. Yeah. I was like trying to think of the word of that thing. Either way, I actually hope that all of you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And this is technically my first video of the day. and of my whole channel life. So please comment down below if I got any of this incorrect or anything, or if I'm doing a horrible job. I don't know. But also, another common fact that you should know of the zombie virus is majority of people don't actually know that there's a backup plan that the government has instated. And this is to drop literal nuclear bombs everywhere to wipe out majority of the population of zombies. But there is also another backup plan that actually releases a nuclear thing that is called the Black Rain. It is seen in Z Nation, which this could actually be in real life, but we don't fully know, because the government hasn't actually released any information about it, or if the apocalypse was to actually fully happen. But before I go and leave this video to itself and forget about it, nah, I won't forget about it. I'll be checking this majority of time, like boom, 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 next day, 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 and that. And I'm awkward. Either way, I actually hope the majority of you to comment down below about this and all, and if you want me to do different videos, for example, the do's and don'ts to do in survival of the zombie apocalypse, or a type of apocalypse, for example, tsunami? Tsunami? Yes, tsunami. No, tsunami, yeah. Or a vampire, or a type of mutation apocalypse which changes everyone into Sweet Tooth from Netflix. But even then, I would suggest everyone to actually have a look. Oh, and another thing. I would suggest everyone, if you haven't seen it, 28 Days Later, to watch that. Bye guys, have a good afternoon, morning, midday, or midnight. But that depends on you at what time you're watching this.